Hey, welcome back to Cosmic Peppers for another pod review. All right, I'm going to keep going on with my basic pods at this moment. Today we're going to be knocking out the jalapeno. So one of the things I wanted to add to this is I don't think I should just be eating pods and telling you how they taste. Let's go into the history of a lot of these peppers. A lot of this is going to be just pretty upfront stuff for these early on, but trust me, coming up over the next year, I've got at least 30 varieties that I'm growing this year. I'll be searching out other peppers on top of that. And for each of these, I just want to give a history of the peppers. I want to talk about where this pepper comes from, what kind of heat levels we can expect on it ahead of time. And I'm considering maybe just eating the pepper each time and then in the middle of eating the pepper, going through my notes on everything. So we're going to give that a try today, all right? So here we go. We've got another store-bought jalapeno. I mean, this is a pretty huge pepper right here. Usually I don't eat jalapenos by themselves. Usually I like them with something. I am not a jalapeno fan. In fact, I will not even be growing any jalapenos this year. I'll be growing a bunch of other specialty varieties, but jalapenos just don't interest me. They're just sort of run of the mill. They're very much like a green pepper, even though the fact that they're probably the most well known here in the U.S. and they're a very prolific producer. I just think that at the farmers markets I'm going to be selling at, that there's already going to be plenty of jalapenos there, and I'm really looking to, get something else in there that can get people excited about the products I've got. So let's give this one a go and then talk a little bit about the pepper. Yeah. I'm laughing because you could see the disappointment in my face as I bit in. This is sweet. It's very juicy actually. You can already go ahead and see right there. It's got a lot of seeds in it. I've already mentioned in the past that I'm not a big fan of eating a lot of seeds in a pepper, but this is what you can expect with a jalapeno. As we move up the pepper, it's going to get more and more hot. These are typically a medium-sized pepper. They're a capsicum annum. The typical Scoville units is usually between 3,000 and 8,000 Scoville heat units, although a jalapeno can have less than 1,000 and upwards of more than 10,000. Especially if you let these things ripen and turn red, they get a lot sweeter. And on top of that, like the heat ends up packing on. I mean, red jalapenos can really hit you hard, surprisingly hard. Mm. This is one of the things I didn't know until I was doing a little bit of research today, but jalapenos are actually named after the city of Jalapa, Mexico. I thought that was pretty cool. I figured that they were probably from Mexico or South America, but yeah, they're actually from the city of Jalapa, Mexico, hence the name jalapeno. Dried jalapenos, smoked dried jalapenos are known as chipotles. Oftentimes you'll also get on jalapenos small brown lines, and this is a condition that's known as corking. And there's supposedly a correlation between jalapenos having more heat if they're a corked jalapeno. I think I was reading somewhere that it may be caused due to microbial activity, but my experience has really been on years in which I get a lot of water and then it gets real dry. A lot of water and then real dry. That's where I see a lot of corking. I mean, I could just be talking out my bum here, but that's where I seem to get a lot of my corking is when I get those fluctuations in the amount of water that's coming and hitting my plants. But for all I know, if I'm getting all that much water, then it may increase like the fungal or microbial activity as well, and that might be the reason why I'm getting more corking. If somebody knows more about this, feel free to hit me up in the comment section below and let us all know, and I'll address it on a future episode. All right, one more big bite here. This is a pretty mild jalapeno. Jalapenos don't always necessarily turn red, but Most of the time when you allow them to ripen, they will turn red. They can also turn yellow. They can also turn orange. I've also had them turn black on me. So you can have them turn a variety of colors. I'll go ahead and give this a little score here on my 1 to 10 scale. For flavor, this was actually a pretty tasty jalapeno. It was sweet. If I'm going to eat a jalapeno, I like to have a sweet jalapeno. And this one, you could definitely get those sugary notes. I'd say it was probably, I'd put it on a 3 or 4. It's still not something I would go out of my way to eat, but it was pretty tasty. As far as heat goes, this is down on like a 1 or a 2. I'm really not getting much of any burn at all. I got a slight tingling, but there's nothing that's intense. And that's really what you're looking for out of a jalapeno. Something that your average consumer might eat and go, oh, that's pretty spicy. But if you're a general pepperhead and you're eating a jalapeno, then I don't really expect you to get knocked back by it or anything like that. I'm not even going to give this one 5 minutes to come back to, because I can tell you already that this isn't going to go anywhere else. Thanks for watching another pepper review. Like I said, here early on, until I get my peppers going, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of the basics, a lot of the essentials, and just sort of hitting some of your common store variety peppers. And to add to that, we're going to go ahead and start talking about those peppers and going into a little bit of history on them. Thanks. Hitting the buttons below. I'm out.